What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
Yeah. Hello.
We're matching today.
Well, I'm in mourning for
Yeah, you are in mourning.
McLaren. So wait, hold on. It's a great way to go into this.
Honestly, my jacket's right here. I could have.
Not that we're not going to talk about this. I did not wake up for the race this morning at 3:30 in the morning. I did not do that. I turned on highlights, or I turned on the race replay to watch the full thing, and I'm very confused because I'm fast forwarding through it.
Oh yeah.
And I get to formation lap, and I'm like, where's Lando and Oscar? And then what was even weirder to me, I found this out later on during it, nobody said anything. Like, it was definitely in the broadcast, like, beforehand.
It
like,
was the pre-race show.
Right. Like, so I just, like, fast forward through it, like the news breaking. But it was like, nobody said anything about it. And I was like, what's happening here? Like, why are they not racing? And then at first I was like, oh, maybe they're starting from the pit lane for whatever reason. And then as soon as, like, the second lap pass or something, I was like, it said out for both of them. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's 4 drivers that did not start. 4.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I'm in mourning today for McLaren. That's why I'm wearing my black McLaren shirt.
Oscar season will start in Japan.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 149 of the Underground Circuit podcast. I'm pulling that number out of my ass, so I might be wrong. Okay, cool. Episode number 149 of the Underground Circuit podcast. My name is Owen. That is my sister, Casey. Thank you for joining us today on a post-Chinese GP episode. It was a good one. It was a great one.
Yeah.
I had a blast with it as much as I could after McLaren just didn't even start the race. But again, thank you for joining us tonight. If you like what you listened to today, please make sure to go follow us over on our social media channels at undergroundcircuit_ for our Instagram and threads. Make sure to go follow us on our Twitter as well for UG Circuit Pod. And finally, our TikTok is underground_circuit. Make sure to go also follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube. I haven't told Casey this yet. We just passed 300 subscribers.
Damn.
On YouTube, so I'm very happy about that. I had a personal goal this year to hit 500 subscribers before the end of the year, and now we're 3/5 of the way there. So I'm thrilled.
Well, the thing I want to talk to you when we're done recording could potentially be a YouTube video. So.
Oh, I love it.
So,
good. It can go on my new whiteboard too.
Okay, weirdo.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it. I have it literally sitting out in the living room too. I need to just literally hang it up. But like I said, go follow us and subscribe to us over on YouTube. Not a whole lot of videos going out right there, but we have stuff in the works and everything, and things are coming out at a slower pace right now. It'll hopefully all kick back up in May when I am no longer a student.
No, since we're going to a certain race in May.
Yes, we are going to a certain.
There will for sure be a YouTube vlog out of that weekend.
Absolutely.
So.
But jumping right into it, today we are starting off with. Well, do we want to start with our meme for this episode, or do we want to do the Apple FAQ?
Do the Apple FAQ.
Okay. All right. So, like I mentioned on YouTube, if you went over to our YouTube channel and watched our recent video, it was all about what Apple was doing with F1 and the things that they were incorporating into the ecosystem other than just broadcasting the deal. So, this segment right here, this will also be available. I'm putting up a new YouTube video, just kind of debunking or answering your most asked F1 questions or Apple and F1 questions, right? This is questions that came right from the comment section of the video. We're still getting comments and everything, and there was a couple in there that were like really good questions. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take the time, answer them on the show, and then make that also a YouTube video as well. So I have 5 questions for this. So the first one, one of the things that I highlighted in the video was that on Apple Music, you can there's a radio station that will broadcast the race as like a radio, as like an audio commentary during the race and everything, and there's like playlists and all this stuff. People asked, I said it was free. And people then commented and said, don't you have to pay separately for Apple Music? That is, yes, you do. You do have to pay separately for Apple Music if you want it to be your music streamer. However, for the Apple Music radio stuff, specifically the F1 radio, totally free. You don't have to pay anything to Apple Music. You just need to download the app, which is available on Android. It's available on Apple devices. Download the app, listen to it. You have an F1 radio station, basically. The second question. So many people commented and said, I've lost access to F2, F3, F1 Academy. How can I still watch this stuff? All of that stuff is on the F1 TV app. So
it is listed on Apple TV though, but it takes you, if you hit play, it takes you right to the app.
Yes. So my speculation on this is eventually they'll move all that stuff over to Apple TV as well. But for right now, F2, F3, and F1 Academy are all available on the F1 TV. You still need to link your Apple account, so you still need an Apple TV subscription to watch it. But it is available on the F1 TV app. Go over, watch it there. It's still all available. In the same vein, all of the historical races for F1, so all the races from last year, all the races from 1970, all those races, same thing. All available on F1 TV. Again, you need to have an Apple TV subscription to get access to it and link it to your F1 TV account. It's a very easy process, but you can do it through the F1 TV app. The third question, or I guess this is the fourth question now because I just kind of combined those two. I can't watch the Sky Sports broadcast anymore. Yes, you can. On Apple TV, you can still watch it. There is a little bit of a caveat to this that I'll explain. But if you're watching on Apple TV, you can hit your remote, go down to the feeds button. If that's where you see the feeds button, you click that, you open it up. That is where you see, all the driver cams, all the map, the data, stuff like that you can multi-view. You scroll all the way over to the right. It's very hidden. It is a little annoying. But you scroll all the way over to the right. There is an international feed. That is the Sky Sports crew. There you'll get Crofty. You'll get, I'm blanking on everybody else's name. But you can still watch the Sky Sports TV crew. I know some people prefer that. I totally get it. But it's on there. It's on.
Did you say, you might have said it, so we can cut this out if you did. When you go into, the specific event on Apple TV, you go down, it's, has every single race listed, the calendar. Yeah. You go into that, Sky Sports is, the second one. Because then it lists everything. So if you click in, if you scroll down, you'll see every race and, the dates of when it is. So, if you click into Japanese Grand Prix, because that's next, the first one that pops up is the Apple feed or F1 TV feed. Right. So Alex Jakes, Julian Palmer, that crew. And then if you scroll down twice, it has Sky Sports. It has the Sky Sports logo, so you can't miss it. And that's what, if you're used to ESPN, that's what you are watching.
Right, like Casey said, if you're used to ESPN, you're used to watching the Sky Sports broadcast, that's what you prefer, it is available for you to watch. The caveat with that, I've seen reports of this. Now, I cannot confirm it myself. I might honestly try it with my Amazon TV. If you're watching the race through Apple TV on a different OS, so Roku, again, I'm going to try it with my Amazon TV and everything, or Google TV, you may not have access to that feeds option. No. So just a caveat there.
You don't have options for the feeds option or doing the multi-view.
Right. So in that sense, I'm sure you could still find the Sky Sports broadcast based off of what you were just saying, Case, with you go to the event itself and then scroll down. You probably can still find it. But just as a caveat there, Apple has put a little bit of limits on it. They want you to obviously watch on their native devices and everything. You cannot access the multi-view, stuff like that, if you're watching on a Roku or, Amazon TV, stuff like that.
If you have an iPad, you can.
If you have an iPad, you can. Right. And the iPad, honestly, or even your phone. If you have an iPhone, it's a great complementary device to have while you're watching it. You have the map up on the iPad or something, or you have a driver's cam up. So, makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. The main feed's been up on my TV, and then on my iPad, it's the tracker, that sector, the data channel, and then a driver cam. That's on my iPad.
Last question. Do I have to buy Apple devices to watch the race? Absolutely not. You do not. The only thing you need from Apple, the only thing you need to buy from Apple is the Apple TV subscription. That is it. That's the only thing you need. You'll get access to the races. Apple TV as an app is available on Android devices. It's available on Amazon devices. You can download it on other OSs. So you do not need to spend $1,000 on a phone. You do not need to spend, $600 on an iPad. You don't need to do those things. So those were the most questions. Go ahead.
Thankfully, the Apple TV box is not that expensive. But you don't need
No. But yes, that is the questions that I was able to pull out of the YouTube comments. I appreciate everybody commenting on that video. It was a blast to make that video, and it was a lot of fun to post it and see what came out of it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody for watching this then video too, or listening to this portion. But I hope that clears up some of people's questions about Apple and F1.
Yeah. There's obviously some kinks, but...
Right. And I do think, I really do believe that, F2, F3, and F1 Academy, I believe that everything that F1 TV does now will eventually make its way over to the Apple TV app. I think for right now, for the first season, they were just let's just get F1 on there, get it working, get it good, and then we'll worry about porting everything over, which is what we've talked about. And I think when the deal was first announced, that I said eventually I think the F1 TV app will be decommissioned.
Yeah, I have to find it. Someone did post about this, and I have to find it. I don't know where I saw it at. Someone people were complaining about F2 and all this stuff not being on Apple TV, and
right.
I think it was because they maybe didn't even really give the rights to F2 and F3 and F1 Academy to Apple. Maybe they're testing it out and it'll slowly change over, but that's probably why. But I can't find. I don't know who posted that, and I can't find it. But I can't find it.
But yeah,
I have to pull my blinds.
What is going on here?
I have my little blinds down. I think the coloring of myself on the screen is pissing me off.
Home improvement during the show.
Yeah, that's much better. Look at Ghost. I'm pale enough. I don't need to be even paler.
Don't need people getting the wrong idea about you.
No. But yeah.
News.
Well, no, meme.
Oh, God, I'm just all out of sorts. Still not used to doing this on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's weird. Meme of the week. Obviously, like we said last week, it's different. We're asking F1 Threads to give us a meme of the week. And the majority of us, I think, all confirmed Charles' radio after the battles with Lewis. And he said, that is actually quite a fun battle. And Brian responds with, I'm glad. Was a good meme of the week because I feel like it's also a good... Everyone else at home was probably stressing the F out watching them or sitting on the edge of their seat, sitting straight up. And then, meanwhile, Charles and Lewis are having the time of their life in the car.
They're having a blast. They're laughing underneath the helmets. Yeah.
But we'll get into their battles more. I have a lot to say about it because it was perfection.
I'm sure you do.
So.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm sure you... I was watching it live, and I was like, Casey's going to either love this or going to be like, I was so nervous during it, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of thoughts.
I will say, when I did get up to watch the race, and I was like half asleep, whatever. The minute they started, I was like, oh, I'm awake. Yeah. I am awake. But, yes, news. Maggie?
I thought I heard her bark.
News.
News.
This broke last night, which we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
If you have the calendar synced on your phone, it had both Bahrain and Jeddah listed as called off, but it is official.
There she goes.
It is official. Where is the actual post? I did a lot of live posting during last night's race. Hold on. It is official that both the Bahrain and Saudi Arabian Grand Prix will not be taking place in April. This statement came directly from F1. This is due to the ongoing situation in the Middle East. The Grand Prix, along with F2, F3, and F1 Academy rounds, will not take place as scheduled. While alternatives were considered, no substitutions will be made in April. So, and then there was a statement from Stefano Domenicali saying, while this was a difficult decision to take, it is unfortunately the right one at this stage, considering the current situation in the Middle East. I want to take this opportunity to thank the FIA, as well as our incredible promoters, for their support and total understanding, as they were looking forward to hosting us with their usual energy and passion. So, there is no racing in April, but the circumstances called for it.
Yeah, like the statement said, like it does suck that you have to make that call, but it is the right one to make. You know, it's what's happening over there is much larger than anything right now, and it's the right call to make. Yeah,
and I think F2 and F3 don't race again until Monaco, so June, because Monaco is pushed back. F1 Academy doesn't race again until they're not doing Miami this year, I don't think, but so Montreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's needed. I think it'll be good for the teams. I think if they obviously can't do a lot of on-track testing, but I think we'll see drivers in the sims a lot. I think we'll see I think the teams, it's a good chance for the teams to take the first 3 races and take that data and try to make changes. So, yeah, it'll be. There's also already reports that Colton Herta will be racing in Indy 500, so I think we'll definitely see him, because they can always bring in different drivers for the Indy 500. So, yeah, unfortunate, but needed.
Yeah.
That was really the only one piece of news, because everything else has been race related.
Yeah, everything else is just like race recap related.
Yeah. But yeah, you want to do Indy first?
Indy, yeah. I mean, am
I giving you time to pit stop?
No, because there were no highlights for me to watch.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so all I know about the race, honestly, is that Kyle Kirkwood won. That's it.
The battle at the end, Kyle Kirkwood and Alex Palou was beautiful. Kyle Kirkwood made this amazing pass on the inside, just like a Hail Mary, like on the inside, and Alex Palou like just couldn't defend. And then they put a smaller rear wing on his car so he would have less downforce. So once he got past Palou, he was like 2 seconds ahead. Yeah, he was flying. It wasn't the most for IndyCar races. There was no cautions.
Really?
Yeah,
Clean race?
It was straight through. I think Marcus Ericsson did have a puncture after like the install lap, so it was able to keep going. Like it wasn't like a dead flat tire right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Andretti had a miserable time in the pit lane. There was a lot of delays for them, but they still ended up with Kirkwood and Power on the podium. And then obviously Alex Palou. The drivers loved that track a lot. They loved it.
Which, you know what was funny? I do know another thing about this race, too. That the track is fucking bumpy.
Yeah.
I saw tons of clips from this past weekend about the drivers just, like, bumping their way, down the straights and everything. So it kind of shocks me that they love it, because you would think, like, if the track is that bumpy, they're not going to enjoy that, really. But it sounds like all of them were like, this place is fucking awesome.
Scotty Mack literally finished practice and was like, that might be the best track I've ever, like, raced on. Like, he was
Which is crazy.
It. Yeah.
It makes me a little bit mad, because that's a Jerry Jones track, and it's around the Dallas Cowboys Stadium, so it's like the Philadelphia in me is like, no, it's not. You're lying. Like, don't say that. Yeah.
And, like, watching, like, the overhead shots, it was interesting. Most of the track was kind of reminded me of Miami, because most of the track was in the parking lot.
Right.
So, that's why I'm also like, wow, it was that bumpy, because if you watch their onboards, they are bumping.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I mean, like I said, the race wasn't as chaotic as I was expecting, because some of the corners were extremely slow corners and tight.
Yeah.
But, like, right at the start, there was 3 wide. Let me see, because I did have points pissed off, so I can pull from what I had for you. Yeah,
it does.
Lundgaard and Mick had contact at the beginning, so it sent Lundgaard all the way back, but then he ended up finishing like P7.
Oh,
so he had a great recovery.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, Andretti had trouble in the pit lane, and then Kirkwood just took the lead.
Yeah.
And went flying, so.
I will say this. I am, again, the Philadelphia me is like, ugh, it's a Jerry Jones track. Like, that's annoying that he did so well, apparently, with it. It does make me really excited that there's another team that has done the racetrack around the stadium.
Yeah.
Like Hard Rock has. Because it, like, Philadelphia, the way our stadiums are situated, is, like, they're away from the city. They're so secluded. And it's like, I can't help but not think about, like, how good of a racetrack you could build, like, around the stadiums and incorporate that with all the infrastructure that we have around the stadium. So I'm excited that it's being done again because hopefully it's like a snowball effect. And it's like, I'm not saying like every NFL stadium in the United States is going to have a racetrack around it.
Yeah.
But the fact that Hard Rock did it so successfully to now that Jerry Jones is doing it and hopefully successfully, you know, it sounds like it based off of this weekend. And hopefully that can inspire other stadiums and everything to do the same thing because it'd be sweet. It would be awesome. Mm-hmm. You know, we've been saying for years. Yeah. That's it. Sorry. I just hope that, you know, other football teams do it. So
yeah, especially because like if you have the Cowboys right there, you have the Rangers right there, so like it was such a good location. But yeah, no, the race was exciting. I enjoyed it. A clean one because we all know IndyCar can be a little messy, but
right,
messy. But yeah, that was IndyCar.
Very good.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There we go.
F1.
F1. Oh, that is not how you spell stopwatch.
Oh, I did ask people to give me one word. Should I read that first, or?
Oh yeah, give us the one word.
Okay, I feel like if you hear these one words, you know who they're a fan of, because based on the words we were giving. So.
Okay.
People have stopped giving one words. People are giving little descriptions. So.
That's fine. That's fine.
Someone said maybe Toto's expression would help. It was absolute cinema for me, and it's the picture of Toto from last week, just looking at the
That's
camera.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Someone said unwatchable. Absolutely wonderful. Exciting. Someone put drama. This take I don't agree with. Someone said disappointing. I was surprised how much of those overtakes felt artificial. That's one of those... a lot of people keep saying artificial, and I don't agree.
I have a bit to touch on after we do pints and pit stops about the race and everything. So I'm so happy you brought this up because I was been seeing it a lot too. And
yeah. The past 2 weeks, chaos, happy tears, meh. Sure, the racing is exciting on TV, like kart oval races from the late '90s with Hanover device, but it feels rather artificial. Again. Someone said wheel to wheel. They made that one word. Someone just put this emoji.
That's all. Yeah, that's good.
Kimi, depression, bittersweet, ugh.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad. Eventful, waltzing, which I feel like is a good... Waltzing. If that's being used to describe Ferrari, I'm going to take that as it being used to describe Ferrari, and I do kind of like that.
That's a good... yeah.
Yeah. Discombobulating, awesome, brilliant. Mario Kart, which because Max said Mario Kart earlier in the week. Conflicting. Beyond happy for Kimi, devastated for Max, thrilling. This is our good friend Jessie said, I feel like I keep repeating myself, and it was like the two emojis she put last week. The one that was like the drained emoji and then crying.
Yeah.
And then generational. So they're the
generational. Good. I like that one.
Yeah. I feel like you could also just say like Bono.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
Okay. Pints and pit stops. I am quizzing you for pints and pit stops. This is stuff from the race, but if you watched highlights, you should be good to go. If you paid any sort of somewhat attention to the race, you should be fine.
Oh, like I said, I was half asleep, and then once that race started, I was fully awake because that race was electric.
It was fun. It was fun. Yeah. All right. So, like always, 5 questions. When I read you the first question, I will start the timer. We'll go from there.
Got it.
Ready? We honestly have talked about like all these things too, so you're gonna get it.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
What team did not start the race?
McLaren.
What car did Kimi Antonelli try to cover off on the start?
Cover off on the start? Lewis?
How many places did Max lose off the start?
Oh, like 6. I think that's wrong, but...
Who had fun in their battle?
Charles.
When was the last time an Italian won an F1 race?
1996.
Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry. That is... Okay. What team didn't even start the race? McLaren. Your gross time is a 23:67. Okay. So, pretty good. Pretty good. 23:67. What team didn't even start the race? McLaren. That brings you down to a 22:67. What car did Kimi Antonelli try to cover off on the start? So, I'm going to give you this one because I had written down George Russell because
that makes sense.
Cuts across, but Alex Jake's commentary, I'm pretty sure, he does say Antonelli covers off Lewis. So, I'm going to give you that one. I'm going to give that one.
Second.
Yeah. So, that brings you down to a 21:67. How many places did Max lose off the start? You got this one right. It was 6.
Oh, man, I pulled that out.
I only said that. I only put that one in there, and I thought you were going to get it because it was the same exact thing that happened as last weekend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, last week.
The sprint, yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe she'll get this because it's twice now that it's happened.
Yeah.
So that brings you to a 20:67. Who had fun during their battle with Lewis, Charles. 1967. And then when was the last time an Italian won an F1 race? You got this one wrong. It was 2006.
Okay.
Yeah. So your final time is a 20:67, which is very...
That's not my best.
Is it 1967 or something? It's 19 or 20:67, I think. I'll figure it out. But yeah, good work. I mean, the questions were a lot of fun, honestly, to write because it was just like...
There was so much... By lap 10, I remember looking at TV in lap 10, and I was like, we're only 10 laps in.
It was crazy. Crazy. But I do want to touch on the whole artificial thing.
Yes.
And stuff. So here's my thoughts with this. I feel like this would be a good clip to pull because it's going to piss people off.
I can do it.
If you don't like the racing, just say so.
Yeah.
Don't pull this like rage baity kind of bullshit of it's artificial and everything. Formula One is called Formula One because the teams are literally given a formula to build the cars. And they're told, figure it out. They're given the regulations. It's a formula. Mm-hmm. They're told, figure it out. This is what the regulation is this year. You have to figure it out. So when people are saying this isn't real racing, blah, 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 it's artificial, it's battery management, like, I'm not saying that's wrong. If you're saying it's like, oh, it's more battery management than it is like racing, like, sure, I would be willing to have a discussion about that and everything. Yeah, absolutely. But to say that it's not real racing and to call it artificial and everything, I think is stupid. And I think it's wrong.
Especially when you're watching a battle between the Ferraris like that. Nothing about that was artificial.
The other thing that makes me wrong about it, or it makes me pissed off about it, is the amount of people that I saw that were like, this is so artificial and fake, I'm going to go over to IndyCar. And it's like, okay, well, IndyCar has push to pass, which is essentially very similar.
They have to retard.
So it's like,
they run out of push to pass by the end,
Right. Why is IndyCar not artificial racing and Formula One is? So that's what, but like, at its core, the whole artificial thing pisses me off because it's like, if you don't like it, that's fine. Just say that you don't like it. Hey, I don't like these new regs. That's fine. Say that. But it's not artificial. It's what the fucking regulations are this year. That's what it is. You know?
This year's Constructors' Championship is going to be so heavily relied on.
Oh.
Like, yes, obviously the drivers win it, but it's going to be because of upgrades and getting those regulations correct. And, like, if it comes down to Ferrari and Mercedes at the end, I'm not going to be surprised because you have the whole everyone thought Mercedes engine was a legal thing, and then Ferrari figuring out, like, the race start. They looked at loopholes, they figured out they looked at the regulations, and they're like, oh, we can do something like this instead of this. So, it's artificial, and I just don't understand. Nothing about it is artificial. Like, the drivers...
just reeks of, like, ew, change. I don't like change.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's fine. Like, if you don't like...
We've been saying for years now how we just wanted the cars to be able to follow each other much easily. That's literally what's happening on track.
That's what's happening. Yeah.
I don't know the number of overtakes that were happening during the race, but I guarantee it was a decent amount.
Right. Now, this also, I feel like, we should flip this on its head a little bit. We're not saying there aren't issues with this new thing. Like, the super clipping, like, we got to figure that out somehow. That these cars are just being, like, capped at this speed, and they cannot go, like, any sort of fast above that speed,
Or, like,
that wasn't a sentence.
Like, the deployment issues, like, Lewis has had a few times. I think Max has complained about it as well. Yeah.
Right. Like, there are things wrong with it. But to say that the racing is artificial when the drivers are just driving with what they're given.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, we talked about it earlier. The YouTube video that I put up is filled with so many people just being like, it's fake racing. It's not good, and it's like, I don't understand. Like, how is it fake racing? Like, they're still they're on a track and they're driving. How is it fake racing? Like,
and they're going wheel to wheel. They're overtaking. The start, the order changes, and we've had so many races last year where the top 1 through 20 stayed exactly the same. Like, there's nothing artificial about it, but regardless, someone's car alarm's going off.
I was just about to say, I heard.
Thankfully, it stopped right away. But yeah, let's just dive right into it. Obviously, I'll explain. So I get up at like 2:30 in the morning, move from my couch. I picked up my comforter, move from my couch to the living room, and sit down.
I pick up my comforter.
Well, when the race was over, I didn't even feel like going back to bed, so I just like got up and laid on the couch and fell asleep because I was like, I don't.
Well, that's the thing with the China race, because it starts at 3 and ends at 5. You're so, like, me and you, we wake up early in the morning, so it's like you're so close to, like, the normal time of us waking up that it's just like, I'm the same. That's what I did last year, too, when I woke up for it. I just fell back asleep on the couch. Like, I'm not going back upstairs to then be awake in, like, 2 hours.
Exactly, and I love sleeping on the couch. Like, I will sleep on the couch. I'm okay with sleeping on the couch. I have a fan in there, so I turned it on, and I went right to bed. But, like, it also took me forever to calm down, like, from the excitement of the race. So I felt like I didn't really fall asleep until, like, 6. But it's fine. I haven't done much today. I took a nap in between IndyCar and recording. So it's a nap day. It's a nap day. Especially now it's cloudy out. It's a nap day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when I moved to the living room, I turned the TV on, and the pit lane is just closing. And everyone's like, Lando's didn't make it out. He's going to have to start from the pit lane. He's still in the garage. They're making changes. And I was like, what the hell did I miss?
What is going Yeah.
I was so confused. And then, like, you look, and there's also Alex is also stuck in the pit lane. He didn't make it out. And I'm like, what is happening? And at that time, you didn't really know what was going on with Lando. Like, they weren't, or even Alex.
Yeah.
And then, literally, a few minutes later, you see Gabby's now on the pit lane. He doesn't start. And then, literally, I think, like, 10 minutes before the formation lap, they're wheeling. It was when that moment in Apple TV that we now get a commercial. So it went a commercial, and I have live timing up, and Oscar switches to the pit. And I'm like, what do you mean Oscar's in the pit?
What do you mean? Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? And then at that point, everyone was like, oh, it's still, like, they'll probably just 4 of them are now going to start from the pit lane. And then by the lap 1 was so much action. By the end of, like, lap 2, that's when I was like, where the orange dots aren't there. I was like, McLaren's not out, Gabby's not out, and Haas is not out. Yeah. I haven't seen 4 cars not start in a very long time.
So, all right.
If ever.
I was thinking about this too, and I wondered if, because, obviously first race weekend we had last weekend, there were a lot of DNFs, and a lot of those DNFs were because of reliability of the car.
Yeah.
They were just like, hey, we can't drive it anymore, like, come in, right? So I wonder if maybe in some twisted sort of way of the FIA saying, like, hey, we don't want that to happen again. Like, if you have any sort of reliability issues with your car, it's probably better to, like, not run the race at all. So that way we don't have a lot of safety cars, stuff like that and everything,
Exactly.
So it is crazy. Again, going back to these regulations, like, aren't perfect. Something needs to be done because we cannot have every race be 7 DNFs and, like, literally a third of the grid is gone. Like,
yeah, because then as you're going through, obviously both the Aston Martins retire.
Right.
Max ends up retiring mid-race.
Yep.
Now, it did come out, Alonso retired because of the vibrations. They were that bad. And if you watch, if there is a video going around on Twitter, I can send it to you, of his onboard, and it you can see vibrations in the video. So, like, that's how you, like, the fact that they're saying they have to basically wear a mouth guard because their teeth
my
are
God,
rattling.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
It's something needs to be figured out with these regulations, so that way this isn't like a regular thing. Now, granted, we're only 2 weeks in, we're only 2 races in, but especially now too with Bahrain and Saudi Arabia canceled, you have 22 races this year. So it's like if every race is gonna have 5 to 7 DNFs, it's like that can't happen,
No.
So
I was trying to look something. Alex Albon said something about that it needs to fix something about how it's like seeing teams not even be able to start and that many. I can't find this quote, but it was. That's literally those 4. I was like, damn, literally Oscar Piastri has not completed a single lap in a Grand Prix this season.
It's crazy. And now that he's going to have to wait until Japan to do it. And
dare I say, McLaren did look good this weekend. Like, they weren't that bad in the sprint.
No, I thought they performed well in the sprint. I thought that it was a good weekend for them going into the race and everything. I mean, there was nothing really that they could do about Mercedes. Like, I wasn't thinking that they were going to win the race, but I was like, cool, if it's a step forward in learning and managing these new regulations and these new cars and everything, like, that's great. That's a win in my book, But, I mean, it was upsetting to see that happen.
And Audi twice in a row. Nico last week in Australia was pulled from the starting grid before the formation lap. And McLaren did post that it was 2 separate issues for each car, so they both didn't have the same issue. I think we did find out Orlando was like the electrical unit. Something was wrong with the electrical power in the car. But I don't know if I haven't seen anything about Oscar. Go back and look for it, but yeah. Out of all the cars to not start, I was shocked Aston Martin started it and made it. I mean, Lance retired on lap 9. Alonso retired on 32.
Did you see Zach Brown's comments before Arlington?
Oh, I was going to bring that up. Yeah. So,
where he said, if we even start, we're doing better than last night.
Yeah, so obviously Zach Brown was in Arlington this weekend, and a lot of people were like, where's Zach? Someone literally replied, where's Zach? And I said, Indy, Arlington. And they're like, why? And I said, because he's McLaren's CEO?
Because he's still, he's the CEO of all of McLaren. So.
And it's a new race. It's the first time IndyCar's back in Arlington, and it's in the most iconic place in Texas, in front of the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And if you've watched Drive to Survive, you know Zach Brown loves his athletes, so he's going to be where there's going to be a bunch of professional athletes. Of course. So obviously Will Buxton says something to him before the race, like, good luck. We hope today's race goes better than last night's, and Zach Brown goes, as long as we start today, it'll be better than we were last night.
It'll be better. Yeah. It'll be better. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Poke fun at it,
At this point, you just have to, I mean, that's what, I think it was the one reporter, Adam Cooper, was in the media pen when Oscar walked up, and Oscar was like, fancy seeing you here again. Like,
yeah.
And Oscar's like, I haven't watched a 2 Grand Prix like this in a really long time.
Yeah, it's like probably the first time since he was like a kid that he's that like.
Yeah, or when he was reserved for Alpine. Yeah, but regardless, Red Bull is like a head scratcher.
Yeah, it's weird.
It doesn't make sense.
I was like curling my toes, as gross as that sounds, so bad when Isaac spun out and you got the onboard camera of Ollie with Isaac, and it was like I was like, for sure, I'm like, Isaac's getting nailed. Like, but yeah, Red Bull is just like,
it's bad when Max can't. When one, Max has to retire, and two, like, Max can do miracles with cars that aren't the best. And if he's not even in the points, barely in the points, falling back, their race starts are where it's what's killing them. Yeah.
I mean, this weekend and last, like, Max's race starts, the car just sounds lifeless. Like, it's just got nothing in it to get it off the line as fast as some other teams are. Like,
to fall back 6 spots 2 weeks in a row.
Right.
When Max would be jumping 12 people to get to the car.
Yeah. I mean, kudos to Max for, in both of those situations, to, quote-unquote, survive it and get the car through without any contact and everything, and put yourself in a position to recover from a bad start. But you can't go all season doing this. You can't even you don't even want to go into Japan doing it, and now you're like at a point where you're like, we got to figure this the fuck out because this is ridiculous. I can't keep doing this,
Or do they take Japan, the L in Japan and then use the month of April now and come back in Miami, hopefully with something better.
I mean, I wonder how much teams are going to do that, honestly. Like, if they've been struggling with these regulations, use Japan as just like a testing, and then come back. And like you said, you have that break in April now that it's like, all right, we kind of know some areas that we need to improve upon. You develop, you apply those upgrades and everything, and then you're like, all right, now hopefully races 20 to 0 or 0 to 20 are much better. We
all know Max is going to have a great time this weekend because the 24-hour race is this weekend. So he is not having a week off, but he has something to look forward to. But Cadillac did survive all the retirements and do not start. So I think that's a big win for them.
They tapped each other, though.
Yeah, they did. Checo took full blame pretty quickly. It was clearly his fault.
Yeah.
There was no need. I think it was Alex Shakes or Julia Palmer right away being like, what was that doing for? Here?
Yeah.
And then you have Ocon and Franco had that major contact.
Oh, yes.
Ocon got the 10-second penalty.
Yes.
And
that was another situation, too, that it's like, why are you doing that? Like, Ocon, to me, like, he didn't have enough of he wasn't close enough to the front of Franco's car and everything to even like consider making that move, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, and then I do think 10-second penalty was warranted. I do feel like you can tell the FIA has made changes with the penalty system because like Ocon didn't get any penalty points, and normally if you get 10 seconds, that's like a slam dunk. So everyone's like, this is good news for Ollie, but
Jesus,
Ollie's cleaned up his racing, and we'll get to him in a few minutes. But Ocon, of course, his Instagram comments are not the nicest place to be at the moment.
Oh, of course they're not.
Yeah. Racing Bulls, highly impressed. Obviously, Liam scored in the points. He was 7th. Arvid 12th. Arvid had some like weird reliability issues all weekend. I feel like
tough weekend for him. Yeah, which I was really upset about with him because of how hot he came out for Australia, that I was really hoping he could like capitalize on it and continue that momentum, and also kind of show that like, hey, Australia, I just didn't get like lucky, like I am like good to be up here and everything. So I'm hoping in Japan he can kind of turn it around and prove that. But yeah, it was tough to see some of the some of the slip-ups and everything that he had this weekend. I was rooting for him to keep it going after Australia.
Yeah. And Liam didn't have any run-ins with Alonso or Checo, so that's
No, he did not.
That's a good weekend for Liam.
Yeah. He honestly, I didn't see anything of Liam.
No, because I feel like the battle, it was so focused on the front.
Yeah.
I feel like that I didn't really see a lot of Liam either. But yeah, Carlos snuck into the points. I think that's a big, big, big plus for Williams.
That is a big plus for Williams.
Yeah, he walked away with 2 points, so huge for Williams. I'm sure they'll take them. And then, Isaac survived. He was the surviving rebel, but he also had weird issues all weekend, too.
Right.
The Ford engine, I think, is good. It's obviously just there's things to work out, like the Mercedes customer teams are dealing with.
Yeah.
Instead of the Williams, or instead of Mercedes. But Pierre looked good all weekend.
I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was pleasantly surprised by just Alpine in general.
Yeah.
The Alpine Haas battle that we got, great little 4-man fight right there. I loved it. It definitely feels like, I can't remember what we said when we talked about this, but it definitely feels like Alpine and Haas are going to be like the best of the rest. Yeah. And, I cannot remember who we said we're going to be that. Because I know we talked about this, but yeah, the battle from this past weekend, I was like, this is good. I like this a lot.
Yeah. And I know it was kind of when the news broke that Alpine wasn't using the Renault engine anymore, people were like, oh my God, I think it's paying off.
Yeah, I think it is paying off.
Because they look quick. Oliver Bierman.
Driver of the day.
Yeah. Did Kimi get driver of the day?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming so, because when there were 5 laps left in the broadcast, it said he had 22% of the vote split or something, and Lewis was right behind him with 18, I think. But I can imagine he got driver of the day, Kimi.
Yeah. And deserves. But
yeah.
Ollie could have easily been driver of the day. I posted this last night. I posted this morning. I said, we don't talk about Ollie and his driving enough.
No.
And I think it was Alex Jakes or something even said, the kid has he's improved so much since the beginning of last season, where Haas started off pretty shaky. And I feel like he's picked up where he ended last season.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I'm happy you said that, because I was thinking the same exact thing. He, just overall, you can tell, is just so much more confident, and you're gonna get that confidence with it being your second year in the sport and everything.
Yeah.
You're not a rookie anymore, and that helps a lot. But Alex Jakes even said, Ollie has said before, I kind of wish that the previous regulations stuck around a bit, because he was so new, he was a rookie and everything. So he was cool. I wish I could have had more time with that, but to say that but still then perform the way that you are so far with the new regulations, it's yeah, cool. I get it. You wanted the old regs, that's fine, but you're killing it right now. He's doing a great job, and
his overtakes are clean,
easy, and just I mean, again, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but just full of confidence of just it's not an overtake where it's maybe I can get around you here, or I only kind of feel confident enough to overtake you on a straight when I have overtake, or push the pass and and
the overtake mode.
The overtake mode. But it's no, he feels confident enough now that he's I can overtake you in a turn. I can overtake you I'm still overtaking you on the straight, but I'm making it look damn good, so.
Yeah, and I said this, if we're going to get a sneaky podium, it's him. It has to be him.
Yeah.
He deserves,
there's going to be one shock podium this year. I feel like there's always one shock podium for the season. He's going to be on it this year, without a doubt.
Yeah. And I would not, I mean, he qualifies well. Mm-hmm. He just gets a good race start, and then, he just locks it in. And I think, I saw TikTok, and it's like, I think that people, or someone on Twitter was talking about it, like, if Ferrari's the real deal with Lewis and Charles and they both do well, they're not, obviously, Lewis isn't going to leave the team anytime soon. And like, Charles isn't either, and it sucks because Ollie is probably fully ready for a Ferrari full-time seat.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think, at most, I would give Ollie, like, another year in Haas.
Yeah.
And it does kind of suck right now, and I have to wonder, actually, how much pressure Ferrari's feeling about that, because I don't know the details of his contract, so who knows if this is even, like, possible. But with Lewis and Charles being at Ferrari, and say they start doing better, so they sign extensions, or they're, you know, like, all right, we're going to stick around for a little bit, does another team then swoop in to get Ollie? You know?
I think you would have to be. Like,
yeah. Because even if he goes, like, I think Ollie ideally would be like a pristine, like, top team second driver, like a Red Bull. I don't want to say Red Bull because I like Ozek in the role now, but like, even like, okay, George retires, Kimi gets bumped up to the first car, like, throw Ollie in a Mercedes, you know, like.
Because I feel like when we saw, it was just this past week, the one year of it or 2 years of it when Ollie drove the Ferrari.
Yeah.
Carlos couldn't, and performed damn well. Like,
very good.
Racing Lewis and Lando that race and held his own. So, like, he's there. Yeah, no, it's. I feel like Ferrari Driver Academy, because I know that's where he came from. They do have some decent. They
got some good guys
talent.
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ferrari.
What are your thoughts?
That battle, those 20s. I mean, there was like 3 parts to that battle. Like, there was so much, and every time it was electric. If that person posted Waltz because of the battle, I fully agree.
It's such a beautiful way to describe it. If that was it,
like, they were like dancing or something together. Like, Lewis did admit post race they may have kissed once, but like, besides that, it was just in and out. Is she right there?
Oh, she's stuffing her nose in the door.
They were just literally trading places back and forth. Like, I think they realized they weren't, once George got ahead, they weren't fighting for the podium. They were not catching. They were not catching that thing. And, like, at the same time, it's 3 and 4. Like, it's not like it was like, there was someone behind that was going to catch Charles and he was going to fall farther.
Right.
I think the team, I saw someone today being like, that's how you manage 2 number 1 drivers. You let them race.
Yep. That is exactly right. Let them race. Yeah. But you define the rules. Let them race, but, you know, keep it clean.
And it was clean.
Like,
I think if it started getting a little hairy where they could have easily taken each other out, we would have had them over the radio being like, calm it down.
Cut it out.
Up. Yeah.
You know, I don't even know if we, like, I agree with that. I think both Charles and Lewis, though, would have, like, recognized, like, oh, all right, this is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah.
You know, let me kind of back away for a little bit, you know, and let me calm down. But, yeah, I was watching that. Like I said, I was on the edge of my seat because I was like, they're touching here, and one of them's going to spin off. And watching them just perform, I mean, like you said, it was like 3 separate battles of just pure, just like respect and elegance, and just like, there's a train by Casey.
Why was that 10 times louder than normal?
Jesus.
I felt so much louder than normal.
He just wants you to know that he's there.
Thanks,
it was so good. It was a lot of fun to watch that. And it was like, that right there, I was like, wow, this is fucking good. Like, I like this a lot. Someone
tweeted Hamilton, and notice who's in both of these. Hamilton, Leclerc, and Verstappen, Leclerc, among the most beautiful wheel-to-wheel ever. It's nice to see how the art of being aggressive and tough comes without the need to ever be too dangerous, unsportsmanlike, and causing incidents when Leclerc is involved. I think, like, Lewis can race like that, but, like, I feel like watching the two of them, it was a good reminder to some haters out there that Lewis and Charles are damn good. And someone else was like, dominant cars should have 2 extremely competitive teammates always. Like,
that's such a good statement.
The amount of likes I've had on posts, like, agreeing with this, and, like, obviously the fan wars were a little aggressive because over the weekend, and then that's why I posted both of them being like, no, it was the most fun I've ever had racing.
Fun. Yeah,
and I'm like, hopefully this would shut people up. Someone else posted, the easiest way to sell people on these new regulations is to find a way to force Leclerc and Hamilton to a wheel-to-wheel race for an entire Grand Prix. Problem solved.
Yeah.
I also posted... Someone replied to a post of mine talking about Ferrari. Said, Ferrari is getting great data on harvest and boost with these 2 passing and repassing under race conditions. And
absolutely.
That's a great...
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think of it like that, but...
That is a treasure trove of data right there. Yeah.
They're getting
it's such a good point.
Yeah, they're getting so much information. But it was just an insane. I want to go back and watch those battles because I was so stressed at first. Now I know what the outcome is. I just want to go back and, like, take it in.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
Yeah, and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, I feel like if you can so tell the 2 of them are so comfortable in that car and liking that car, I think it's like, if you're a Charles fan, you know China is not one of his strong tracks at all. And if he's P4 and racing like that and looks that confident, that's a good positive. I know last week you said you were on the hype train. The hype train.
Yeah. I'm even more now on it. I mean, that was just like, seeing that was just, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like, it doesn't get any better than that. Just it being like, this was a good, clean, respectful battle that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I am here for it. Yeah.
And we saw the Macarena win in practice.
Yeah, we did.
I saw someone today that it could make its full debut, in Canada.
In Canada. Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So we couldn't see it.
We could see it, yeah. Very nice.
And I said this to Mom last week. I said, there is a good chance we could see a double Ferrari podium in Canada.
We could, yeah.
And I will be so annoyed.
Yeah, we could absolutely see a double Ferrari podium.
Picture you with Lando winning in Miami. Like, that's going to be...
Oh. Absolutely. I mean, just, it'd be incredible to see. Just very cool and unique to see that happen. But, yeah, I'm excited for what Ferrari can show us the rest of the season.
I think Ferrari... They also, once, like, Kimi got fully by and then he took off, Kimi had a great start off of the safety car. I will say that.
Yeah.
That's where I think he won the race, right there off that safety car restart.
Oh, but he pulled away so fast.
I do think it's promising how, like, the Ferraris and George stayed close together for a very, very, very long time. And I do think that's promising. Because, like, Red Bull 2023, they would pass you and then, like, 2 seconds later they were gone.
Yeah, you wouldn't see him the rest of the day.
No, you wouldn't see him. So, like, Ferrari's race pace is just... Also, going back to the sprint, Lewis Hamilton into turn 1, and the speed at which he would take it back and overtake George. I was like,
crazy.
Damn. I was like, please brake. Like, he's known for late braking, but it was just iconic. But, yeah, that's Ferrari. We got to hear the Italian national anthem.
We did get to hear the Italian national anthem. I couldn't be more happy for Kimi. I mean, we knew this was coming. I didn't think it was going to come this early.
The second race
in the season. But, which is funny because, like, when he took pole and then, like, I started the race and, you know, kind of, like, his first pit stop, there was something about it. He just had a decent enough gap that he was able to stay at. Maybe it was under the safety car. I forget. But something about that, I was just like...
Mercedes and Ferrari double stacked, and Ferrari messed it up a little bit.
And I was like, this feels like Kimi's going to win this race. Like, something about it before, like, lap 20 that I was like, this feels like Kimi's race. Yeah. And I really liked that, whether this was intentional or not, that Ferrari and George were fighting so much, and it allowed Kimi to pull away from the group and everything. So he didn't have that pressure of, holy shit, I'm about to win my first race, and also I have to defend this.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is he got caught sleeping a little bit.
No, when he locked
up, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my god, he went wide, and then when he saw the replay of it, I was like, I really have to wonder if that was just like he was out in front, had a comfortable lead, and just like kind of was just like a slip up moment of like, oh shit. And I like that Alex Jakes was like, oh, he's awake now, and I was like, yeah, he's awake. Like,
in the cool down room, Bono came into the cool down room because Bono went up on the podium with him, and he went up to him and was like, what did I like? Did you see that moment? I think he was like, I gave myself a heart attack. Kimmy was like dead honest. And Bono was like, yeah, you did.
He gave a lot of people a heart attack.
Yeah. I thought I was like, oh my god, if he bins this, I was like, I'm going. But yeah, it's just, I say it every time someone gets on the podium for the first time. It's like, also like watching the Olympics, I felt like this. It's just watching someone's dreams come true is the coolest thing ever.
Awesome.
Like,
it's so much fun to see.
When he started crying in the post-race interview, I was like, no, I was like, I can't do this.
Which it's like, it's so crazy because, like, I mean, they said it so many times that he's the second youngest driver in history to win a race and everything. And that's really cool to see. But, like, think about when you were 19 years old, like, what your personality was, what you were doing in life and everything. And it's like, that kid, like, think of your 19-year-old self winning a Formula One race or, like, achieving something like that. And it's like, god damn. Like,
and
incredible.
Incredible. And I'm sticking by this. I think now his sprint start wasn't good, Kimi.
It was a bad
start. I think if he gets those, if he stop like those small mistakes, George is going to have a run for his money.
I'm so happy you said this because I was thinking this during when I was watching the replay. This could just be recency bias because I just went through the whole thing with McLaren and everything. I am absolutely here for a Kimi versus George World Drivers' Championship conversation.
Mercedes Part 2? Yeah.
Something about that just excites me so much. Yeah. And I think it's, like I said, I think part of it is because it's like, cool, now I can see it from the other angle where it's like, I'm a McLaren fan, so it's like I'm not watching McLaren do this and have to work their way through this. But something about that, I also love it because it's like, Kimi's so young. He's a Lewis Hamilton replacement. George, who's been on the team for, however many years now, was seen about, like, stepping up when Lewis retired, or not retired, or, like, stepped away. Like, there's something about that I'm just like, yeah. Like, I would be totally okay if this season so far just stuck to Kimi versus George for the World Drivers' Championship. Yeah. I think I would genuinely be okay with that.
And I don't know if I'm hoping Bono was always the plan to go up with Kimi on his first win because
I would hope so.
We didn't even talk about Lewis. Lewis being up there as well was just like it was a perfect podium.
It was great.
Toto said comments like after the sprint because it was also them top three, like basically saying like Lewis is still family. Like he was here for so long. He grew up with us. Like he's still family. So they're like that podium is just as special. Like Lewis being dead honest, he was like, Kimi came in because he was replacing me. Like, that was my replacement. He goes, but being able to share, like, I think he says it as a pole. Being able to share his first pole is an honor. Like, being up here in the top three with him, his first pole is just an honor. I do love that George stepped down, so the three of them shared a group photo on the podium.
Yeah.
I mean, Lewis, if Lewis finally getting his first podium, it was a long time coming, but
it was a long time coming.
Not the last one. Yeah.
No, and I'm happy, honestly, that although it took, like you said, the long time to get here, but that it played out this way and everything. Because, that podium for Kimi being him, George, Lewis, and Bono, I mean, that is just like, that's such an incredible podium for him to have on his first race win. And there's that photo of Kimi and Lewis just like standing, like laughing and smiling at each other, and I'm like, that's incredible. And it's so cool to me too because it's like Kimi's still on the podium, the top podium step, and Lewis is on his podium step. So it's like that. There's so much just like layers in that photo that I love that. I'm like, that's incredible. It was so cool to see that, and I think it was just beautiful for Kimi. It was a great moment, like you said, seeing somebody achieve that is so much. Is so cool.
And it's definitely not the last one of the season for him at all.
No, absolutely not.
There's more coming, but I mean, it's clear the first half of the season is going to be Mercedes and Ferrari.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's dead. It's so clear that's how it's going to be, and I mean,
Until
if we get race starts like that every week, count me in.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Until teams start bringing like substantial upgrade packages, it's gonna be Mercedes and Ferrari.
And I feel like Miami, because Miami's on a sprint weekend, right? So I feel like Miami, because Montreal is. So I feel like next time we could see decent upgrades, I feel like it's going to be Miami, because then it's Montreal and then it's Monaco. You're not bringing upgrades for there. So then after Monaco, it's Spain. So definitely Spain. Because then you start getting into those tracks that are always there, like that. The summer ones where you do see upgrades, but I can see Miami is where we can maybe see a turn of events for maybe Red Bull and McLaren.
Yeah.
Again, so, but the race overall, like I said, even the sprint race was eventful, and sprint races can be boring sometimes, but it wasn't. Right. But the race. I love the race. That's all I got.
I had a blast with it. I enjoyed it. I think your text perfectly this morning for me was it summed it up. Like the first 10 laps are just like so slow because there's so much happening, and it's like, oh my god, we're only on lap 10, and then like after that, it just like flies by.
Yeah.
But no, really good race. I'm excited about it. All right. Well, I'm happy that it turned out the way that it did, especially for Kimi. It's like I said, I was expecting to see that this year, but I was not expecting to see it as early as we did. Yeah. So.
Oh, hey.
She just roamed on in here.
It was a decent race to watch. Like, it wasn't a snooze fest in the middle of the night. I was happy I got up and watched it. I did post. I was like, wait, I can't even text Owen because he's asleep.
I was so funny because I was out with everybody, and they're like, are you going to watch the race tonight? And I was like, there's no shot that I am waking up after a doubleheader Sixers Flyers day.
And Flyers going to a shootout, so it's...
I was like, there's no way. And I was like, I'll watch it in the morning. And I'm glad, I would have loved to have seen that live. I'm glad that it was the first thing I did this morning because I didn't have Kimi's. It was very easy to not have Kimi's podium spoiled for me. It was. I woke up, I watched it, and it was sick. Seeing that happen.
Yeah, but it was electric. I have to say.
Woogie.
Thank you. There's no race this weekend. We get a week.
No race this weekend. Yeah.
And then I just realized I never changed my calendar. It's still February in here. Meanwhile, March is halfway over.
Very good.
But next is Japan. My favorite race scenes ever with the cherry blossoms.
I love Japan.
So I love it. Ready. And you know what? Suzuka's normally a hard track to overtake, is it not?
Yes.
It's one of the first ones. So I'm very excited to see if there are decent overtakes with these new races and the cars being a little smaller.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. The girls were back. Those races were electric. Audi wins the race 2 with Emma Feldmeyer, which is... I love Gabby and Jonathan Wheatley were down there when she was on the podium, which was cool to see.
Nice. Very good.
But those races were electric. They were so close together. But, I think that's it. No predictions.
That's all. No predictions. We have a week off, which is weird because it's like you get so used to having the races again that all of a sudden then the week off rolls around. You're like, oh, I don't have anything to watch this weekend. All right.
You're like, what do I? Well, we can watch Max do 24-hour race. So there's that.
We can watch Max do 24 hours race.
It was free on YouTube last time, so it should be. I would think it's again, but yeah. So we'll be back next week with stuff to talk about. We should have an interview to include in next week's episode, so that'll be perfect to see. I know it'll be a good one. As always, please go give us a follow on all of our social medias and wherever you listen to your podcast, especially our YouTube, since we're now over 300 subscribers.
Yeah.
And maybe we can get to 500 before we go to Montreal. So there's that.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if we could do that.
Because I feel like we'll be chugging out content when we're in Montreal, so that'll be exciting. But yeah, thank you so much, and we will see you next week, people.
See you later, people.
See ya.